Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. One thing for sure today, I will not be complaining about the heat here in Northeast Ohio. We're going to have a high of 34 today. We're going to have flurries throughout the day. It's just lightly snowing now. And I had a busy day yesterday. I had 2 deliveries that went out in the morning and afternoon. I was going to take the rest of the day and make firewood with the Yappa. But I had a call come in from a lady. They had lost power and their power would not be restored for another 2 days. She was out of firewood, and I saw that as an opportunity to get a customer for life. So I loaded up a half cord of all ash and took it out to them. I helped them stack it, and they were very happy with our service. And I would have rather taken that time because I got to get busy making firewood. But opportunity was there, and you go for it. And I made a sale, but I also think I got a customer for life. And I think that's a good thing. So how's everyone doing? This is Joe with Ohio Woodburner. We are in cloudy, overcast Northeast Ohio. I had read one time that Ohio, or at least my region of Ohio, is the 3rd cloudiest area of the United States. They had built a World War II arsenal down the road in Ravenna. It's known as the Ravenna Arsenal. They built it because of the cloud cover. It was safe from enemy airplane attacks. It's now renamed Camp Garfield, if you're interested looking at that on the map. James A. Garfield, of course, was our 20th president. And he was born and raised here in Northeast Ohio. And, here is your quick Ohio Woodburner history lesson of the day. James A. Garfield grew up here in Northeast Ohio. He grew up poor and fatherless. And, look what he achieved. So don't ever think good things can't happen to you. But then again, he was assassinated. So be careful with what you wish for, I guess. Okay, so some of you guys have been asking for it, and I thought I would show it to you today. If you guys really want to see this, I've had a lot of questions about my outdoor wood furnace, my outdoor wood boiler, OWB. You get it? OWB. And this has got 2 parts to this story. I'm going to turn this around here. Here we go. This has got 2 parts of a story. One, I'm going to talk about the machine and how it works, and then the other is the role it played in getting me to where I am now. But first, a disclaimer. Have you ever heard the saying that the mechanic has the worst running car in town? And well, that probably has some truth to it, because the firewood the person who sells firewood for a living has the ugliest looking woodshed in town. And this is the first year that this has happened. I think this might be a byproduct of my business. And I used to stack my wood nice and neat, but this year it just got out of control. So this is all just thrown in. You know how I do my firewood is all my offcuts, all the rotted, ugly stuff goes into my woodshed. And this is what you're seeing here. This is all the wood that I've cut this summer. Whenever I had a piece that might have had infestation or it just wasn't right, it wasn't going to look good for the customer. Like this piece here, pieces that are too short, they go into the woodshed. So this is what I fuel my house with. My woodshed is 8 by 16. And it is nowhere near big enough for the wood that this wood furnace uses. I probably go through around 10 to 12 cord a year. So do your math here, what 8 by 16 would fit. And so then I get all of this spillover out into the yard. The wood shed works nice. It puts a roof over the wood, but the first thing that you learn with an outdoor wood furnace is it doesn't matter what goes in the furnace. It's going to burn. So yeah, it's nice when it's raining or snowing to be out here under the roof, and I do save some, you know, when you want a nice dry log to get thrown in there. But that's how I work the wood pile here. I don't go crazy with the I guess the quality of the wood. And then obviously this year it just, you know, when I would be making wood with the Yappa, I'd have my offcuts in a wheelbarrow. I would come over here and stack them, but then, you know, a couple got thrown in weird, and it just went downhill from there. So that's talking about the wood pile side of it. But this is the Hardy H2. It's made in Alabama by the Hardy Heater Company, Hardy Manufacturing. And what you're looking at, guys, is a 100-gallon tank of water that has a firebox in the middle of it. So the firebox is, let me open this up. So this is a forced air style. It doesn't just use natural draft, so you always want to open the bottom door first. And here's your firebox. It's not burning right now, but yeah, the walls are ooh, we got some steam there. The walls are the water tank. So the water surrounds the furnace, and the water level is probably up to about here. All right, and I fill this probably 2 times a day. On the coldest days, you probably only need to come out here twice a day. You just shove everything in there that you can possibly get in, and then you let it burn. It has an ash bin. Oh, this is 52-year-old knees here. So, ooh, look, it just kicked on. This is exciting, guys. That is the ash bin. So the logs are sitting up above that grate, and the hole that the air is being forced in, let me get my stick here, is back in there. Okay, so you got to empty the ash probably once or twice a week to keep your ash level down so that the air can circulate around the logs. Okay, let me take you around to the business end of this machine. Well, I guess that was the business end, but this is the control panel. This is what the back of it looks like. So it has, this is how it works. It's got this is the temperature of the water. It uses an aquastat. So the temperature kicks on at 150 degrees. When the water temperature drops to 150, it kicks the fan on. It has a solenoid that pulls this chain and pulls the flap up on the blower, and then it blows down into the firebox. When the temperature gets to 170, the aquastat turns off the blower, and it just chokes the flame out. So this is how an outdoor wood furnace works, if you're not familiar with them. It really just works like your car, your truck heater. You know, it heats hot water, and it uses these PEX lines, and it pumps, the lines go under the ground into the house. And I have a forced air gas furnace in the basement of the house. Well, it's propane. Forced air gas. And you have a gigantic radiator that slides on the top of your furnace, right above your air conditioner teepee. And we have an extra thermostat in the house. So you can't tell anything's happening in the house with this. All you have is an extra thermostat on the wall, and it runs this. So when your house needs heat, it turns the blower motor on the furnace in the house. Not the burners, just the blower motor. And then it kicks on this pump, which then pumps water into the house. And it circulates and brings the cold water back in. And it goes into the water tank. So that's how it works. And then when the house is warm, it just shuts everything off. The aquastat works independent of that. And when you're taking heat from the water to heat your house, the temperature of your water starts to drop, and when it gets to 150, it turns on your firebox and then heats the water up again, and then it just keeps doing that. It has a, let me turn this around. So here you can see the fire is burning, and I got the ash bin door open, so that's gonna get extra air in there. Okay. So, you know, this would just be closed and it's burning, and all that heat is heating up the water. All right. And you know, I wear my jacket. It's wool. You know, polyester sweaters and fire don't mix. So I keep we call these a Pennsylvania tuxedo. And then I use welder's gloves when I'm throwing logs in, because you can easily burn all the hairs off your arm when you're working one of these. The second thing about this furnace, it heats our domestic hot water, and that's really cool. Guys, we have the hottest shower in Northeast Ohio. And there's a T that goes into my domestic hot water tank in the basement, and you just flip the valves and that routes the water out to the furnace. It goes through a series of coils at the top of the tank, and then it goes right back into the hot water tank. So the water going into your domestic hot water tank is preheated. That water does not commingle with the water in the tank here. So, you know, you don't have to worry about sanitation or the water getting funky when you're drinking it. It's all contained in its own loop. It just sits, the coil of pipes sits in this tank, and that's how it gets the heat. All right. This is a safety switch. So your fire can go out, and it goes out probably like 3 or 4 times a year, usually when you're asleep. And it turns the furnace off inside the house at 100 degrees. When the water gets to 100 degrees, so that you don't lose all of the heat in your outdoor furnace, because it would take everything, all the heat out of it, and then you'd have a long road back to bring the temperature back up. All right, so this furnace we're into our 15th or 16th winter with this, and I'm serious. We have the hottest shower in Northeast Ohio. It is amazing how hot the water is that comes out of the faucets. And we have complete disregard for the temperature of our house. We keep our house as hot as we want. All right. The thing that I want to say though about these outdoor wood furnaces is inefficient. Love them. You know, they use a lot of wood, but gosh, are they inefficient. At night, you can see, you know, the flames shooting out of the smokestack like it's a blowtorch. And when there's snow on the ground, you know, it'll melt a path all the way to the house where these lines go underground. They're insulated, it came in that casing, but you know, there's just so much inefficiency with these. But you know, if you're getting your wood for free, does it really matter? I guess it does, but you know, come on. Let me show you let me turn this around. Let me show you. So this is a non-pressurized boiler, and I'm gonna step up on this stool here. This is a condenser stack, and we're gonna get a lot of steam. This is looking down into the water. So that's the top of the water level. And this is a baffle where they have a float in there. I'll show you the other circuit here. So this is always going to be losing water through steam, but it uses this pipe to, the condensation goes up into here, the steam goes up into here, and it cools and it drips back down as water. The last thing, so this does use water and you got to fill it up. It's got a solenoid up here. I have it shut off right now. But when the water temperature drops, there's a float and it kicks the solenoid on and it'll fill the tank back up to full with water. You are technically not supposed to use well water, and we're on a well out here with this because it's stainless steel, and they say that there's a high salt content in our water and that would cause the stainless to deteriorate. Maybe someone that's got experience with metallurgy could explain that to me. So it was initially filled up with our pond, with pond water, but I'll be honest, you know, it's been 15 plus years. We just top it off with the well water. This is just an access clean out that goes into the firebox. Everything on here is original. This fan is 15 years old. It's got these 2 oil holes on them. You just hit it with electric oil every 2 or 3 times a year. And you know, it's just got all the regular safety. You know, you got your pressure pop off. It's also set up, you could run a second water pump too, like if you're heating another building with it. Some people heat their swimming pools with it. So this is how I got my start, guys, with Firewood. We bought this house and we bought it off the bank. It sits out in the middle of a cornfield. We are I didn't know what we were getting into. You know, we couldn't afford to heat the house. So I was looking into other ways of heating it, and one of the popular things out here are these outdoor wood furnaces. So I went ahead and put this furnace out here, and I started cutting firewood. And I remember when it was getting installed, I had already built up probably the biggest pile of firewood I had ever made in my life. And the owner of the company, Mr. Shadle, had come out, and I was all proud of my wood pile. I was just like, you know, look at all, oh, okay. So here's what happened. Let me show you this. So the temperature got to 170. It kicked the solenoid off, and it closed the flap, so now it's choking everything down. This, of course, is still burning because I got the door open. So let me shut the door. The risk would be overheating it and boiling all the water out. Okay. So now this furnace is just going to sit here and smolder until the house needs more heat. So, you know, these aren't good to be neighborly too. If you live in a neighborhood where the houses are real close together, your house is going to get TP'd every night, because boy, these things can smoke, especially if you're burning green wood. You know, there are some people that burn garbage in these. They'll burn shingles, asphalt, anything that they could get to burn, they throw it in here. And they've gotten a bad reputation. You know, the EPA's been coming after these things, and they're mandating them to be more efficient and smoke less, so they're coming out with catalyst versions. This is non-catalyst, and like where we live, we have no neighbors, and it just smokes and blows out, you know, towards the highway. All right, but you know, for my wood pile, you know, this is how I got my start with this, and firewood became a hobby. I had a Poulin and a pickup. That's all I had. And I would just, I made friends with some of these farmers out here. They would call me when they would bulldoze trees, and I would go out and cut them up and bring them home. And it was just fun. That was when, you know, I was working, I was traveling for work, I was living in hotels, I was away from home. And when I got home, it was just fun. You know, I'd take the kids, we would go out into the farmer's field and cut the wood up and bring it home and stack it. And not having a gas bill is enormous. And that is where, you know, we keep the house as warm as we do. You know, how many people, and we were the same way the first year when we were heating with propane, we couldn't afford to heat the house, and the house was just freezing inside. I was making the kids do jumping jacks to stay warm in the wintertime. And all it took was, you know, an outdoor wood furnace. But what I didn't know at the time was I'm beginning a new lifestyle. And all of that time with the outdoor wood furnace and doing all this firewood, you know, of course you start thinking about, you know, can I sell some of this firewood here, make a couple bucks? And that's what got the ball rolling for me. It started my love of chainsaws. I love chainsaws. Pickup trucks, log splitters, and I could see my evolution. And I'll do a video on that, on how I evolved, you know, with my machines, because I started with two 12-inch Poulins from Walmart. And then I got a bigger chainsaw, and then I had to start splitting the wood to get it to fit. So I got a splitter, and then I got another splitter, I got a bigger chainsaw, and then the next thing you know, I'm selling firewood. And then I quit my job, and now I'm making a living selling firewood. And it all started with this silver machine right here. This is a great machine. You know, we had it paid for in 3 years. I bought it for $5,000 in 2006. $5,000. I installed it myself. I had a buddy dig the trench into the house, but you know, Dad and I did everything. We built the woodshed together, and it was just fun. So here we are. That is the story. That is the story of the outdoor wood furnace. I hope that gives you some more insight into. I hope that gives you some insight into about Ohio Woodburner and how I got to where I am. All right. So I hope that you are all well and you're all staying safe. I mean that. All right, guys. I really appreciate everyone watching the videos, and please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you got to say. All right, everyone, have a great day.